Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5:30.
Everything eventually can be replaced. What you can't replace is lives.
The holidays are creating an uptick in fires in the area, according to disaster experts. Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. It's not the way anyone wants to start the holiday week. A North Fargo mom was taken to the hospital with burns to her hands and face. This morning, 9 people escaped their twin home after a fire broke out in her basement. The fire caused around $70,000 in damage. The family had guests staying with them and tell Valley News Live it could have been caused by a heater. But firefighters say the cause is still being investigated. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson explains how fire deaths spike during the holiday season.
We do seem to see a spike around this time of year.
In the past week, 4 people have died from fires in Minnesota.
I've seen in my career just total devastation for a family.
And more dangerous weeks are to come. Experts say the holiday season brings more disaster.
Things start to change. You know, we're running more heating devices than we normally run. People are turning the heat up. And there just seems to be more flammable stuff that's hanging around.
If you're cooking, don't leave your house. Be careful with your candles, fake trees, and don't put stockings next to your fireplace.
We see more instances of carbon monoxide poisoning as we kick in with furnaces and fireplaces, have routine maintenance done.
Don't heat your house with your oven, and be careful with alternative heat sources. Another big one, don't overload your outlets.
So it's so important to have those smoke detectors installed so you get that early warning and so that you can get your loved ones out of the home.
In the Fargo-Moorhead area, we generally have a pretty good awareness of fires. Just sometimes people forget.
Forgetting about fire safety with all the holiday commotion. Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
The risk of dying in a house fire is cut in half if you have a working smoke alarm, according to the National Fire Protection Association. The Red Cross offers free alarms for people who don't have them and says they will even install them. Meanwhile, in Castleton, a fire caused thousands of dollars worth of damage to an apartment this afternoon. The fire chief says flames and smoke were seen coming from a window when first responders arrived at the scene. The fire damage was contained to just one apartment, but the entire 18-unit complex was ventilated to clear out light smoke throughout the building. 2 residents and 3 first responders were checked out by ambulance personnel because of smoke inhalation. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. It's been gray and hazy outside all day. We hear there's a chance of snow, too. Let's find out what's happening tonight with meteorologist Robert Hahn. Robert?
Yeah, and those hazy, patchy fog areas will continue as we head through the overnight hours. Along with that, an increasing chance for snow for some of us. We have seen a few flurries across much of the area, particularly along and west of the Red River. We'll see a few more flurries as the evening wears on and some steadier snow as we head towards tomorrow morning. Right now, temperature is a mix of some teens and some 20s. 21 right now here in the Fargo-Moorhead area. Also 21 in Crookston, Fergus Falls, Wahpeton, and Wadena. Some teens off to the west, including Langdon, Valley City, Oaks, and Devils Lake. You factor in the breezes out there. We've got some wind chills below 0 in Devils Lake and in Langdon, 1 above in Valley City, 9 here in Fargo, and a 10 in Thief River Falls and Baudette. And we're going to see some cold wind chills as we head through the overnight hours. Temperature's not going to fall off too much, but we will see some cold temperatures as we head through the overnight hours, and along with the winds, it'll feel much colder than that. A lot of cloud cover, just like we saw all weekend, and that continues to make its way on through. And underneath those clouds, we do have some snow out there. That continues to slide off toward the east. This, just a very quick shot of very light snow, a better chance for some locally heavy snow for portions of the area. In fact, parts of the area under a winter storm watch. We'll detail who has the winter storm watch and who has the best chance of seeing some heavy snow as we head through your Tuesday, coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Robert. Fargo police are asking for help locating a vehicle involved in a package theft. A post on the police department's Facebook page says a man seen on December 11th stole 2 packages from the doorstep of a home in the 1200 block of 8th Street South. The man is described as white, early 20s, approximately 5'10", and a skinny build, wearing a brown Carhartt-style jacket and stocking cap. The vehicle was described as an older model Chevy Blazer with Minnesota plates. Police say the vehicle appears to have damage to or missing pieces from the rear bumper corners. If you have any information about this vehicle or the incident, contact Detective Grant Kendall. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention announced it's investigating a new outbreak of E. coli connected to Chipotle. And this time, North Dakota is on the list. 5 ill people were identified in Kansas, North Dakota, and Oklahoma as part of the new investigation. The CDC report says the North Dakotan may have gotten sick after eating at a Kansas Chipotle. Right now, the CDC does not know if the more recent cases are tied to the larger outbreak that began in October. Chipotle announced it would revise its standards after reports of illnesses. Some of the changes include high-resolution testing of ingredients and enhanced food safety training for team members. A Minnesota teacher is taking legal action after he was seriously injured while trying to break up a fight between students. John Ekblad plans to file a lawsuit against the St. Paul Public School District, claiming it failed to provide a safe workplace. Ekblad says he suffered a traumatic brain injury and concussion after intervening in the fight between 2 students in the cafeteria in early December. One of the students, a 16-year-old, has pleaded guilty to assault. The North Dakota Highway Patrol conducted alcohol saturation patrols on Friday and Saturday in Stutsman and Barnes counties. 4 drivers were arrested, 3 for driving under the influence and 1 for driving under suspension. Additional charges included possession of a controlled substance and an open container of alcohol. 62 citations and 40 warnings were issued during the saturation. Several departments across North Dakota and Minnesota say they'll be conducting extra patrols through the holiday to try and deter people from driving while under the influence. A man and woman are facing charges after a high-speed chase and foot pursuit in Grand Forks this morning. The driver in that chase, Mary Walls, is facing numerous charges, including DUI and reckless endangerment. The passenger, Craig Parkhurst, is facing charges for running from police. Officers say they attempted a traffic stop on the vehicle, which then sped off. Both the suspect vehicle and the officer's patrol car slid off an icy gravel road west of Grand Forks. Police say Walls and Parkhurst then ran. A canine team tracked down both, and they were treated at the hospital for exposure to the cold. A Gambian student at the Minnesota State University Moorhead is seeking asylum as she says her education was ripped away by her own family. Caddy Suso is a freshman at MSUM, and she dreams of being a doctor one day. Her family was helping fund her education, but recently stopped so she can return to Gambia and get married. If she returns, she says she would be forced into marriage and undergo genital mutilation, which has been outlawed. Her professor has started a GoFundMe page to help her pay her outstanding fees and future costs to stay at MSUM.
At 23, not married in my community means a big taboo for us, not married. So, and they know how much education means to me. Being in school is all what I live for, it's all what I have. If there is any way they can get back to me, is stopping my schooling.
Suso is seeking asylum in the U.S. and meeting with a lawyer. If you're interested in donating to her cause, go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. You can still expect long lines at the post office as people mail out holiday cards and packages. Tens of thousands of items are making their way through postal workers, and people can help make lines move faster, they say, by having the right postage and information on packages and letters. Today, the greater FM area will handle more than 3 million items.
A lot of packages, cards and letters, that's our main volume today. A few flats, a few pieces of first class, of course, newspapers, but mainly it's the Christmas season, and that's what we'll be out there delivering and pushing on the street today.
The postmaster added if you use express mail tomorrow, it should still reach its destination by Christmas. Still ahead.